Good morning everyone and welcome to Let's Shop Cake Live with me, Tracy Mann. It's Saturday morning and it's 10 o'clock, so we are live here this morning to show you some nice cake decorating bits and new classes, new ideas, all sorts of things that I get up to every week. We are here until roughly 12 o'clock today to show you some of those new things that we have coming up. Well, it's very exciting, isn't it? So I'm a few minutes late. I don't even need to mention the word Facebook, do I? Because it doesn't link, does it, sometimes? And when it doesn't, it takes a little bit of a while for us to get it going, but we've got it going now, so we are now live. We are also streaming on YouTube, so if you can't watch us on Facebook for whatever reason, you can go now across to YouTube and see us live on there as well. So if you are watching us from YouTube, good morning to you as well. I can see a few people logging in, so that's good. So good morning everybody. Yes, it's very hot at the moment, but we're going to work around that. We're going to find some ways to get around some of this heat that we have currently, and we're going to show you lots of things that you can do. Probably not Monday or Tuesday when it's really hot, but maybe after that. It's going to be a little bit hot on Monday and Tuesday, so maybe slightly less cake decorating on those days, I would say. It's probably a good idea. So good morning to everybody. I can see lots of you logging in now, so that's perfect. So we're going to start going through things in a minute. If you do want to place an order, the website address is there, letsshopcakelive.co.uk. So if you pop across to that website, you'll see all the products I'm showing you today, plus some others, plus some new stuff, plus lots of other things all on there. If you place more than one order during the weekend, then we will combine it and put it together as one order up to Monday, 9 o'clock in the mornings. Kelly's not here, so we're starting a bit early, you see. I think she's on here somewhere. She'll appear in a minute anyway. So good morning. Nikki's obviously on. I can see that. Good morning, Nikki. Thank goodness. Nikki's helping me. She is my online PA, I call her, unofficially, but that's what I call her. So if we have any links to products that you want to see during that time, Nikki will put them up there for you. If not, you just need to go to Let's Shop Cake Live and you will find everything there. So it's very, very busy for me at the moment, as you can imagine. It's wedding season, and not only is it wedding season, it's very hot, and I'm trying very hard to keep going because I have to say there is a buttercream plus heat is not always the easiest thing to deal with, but never mind, we will keep going. I do have the luxury of air conditioning, so I'm okay. I can keep going. Thank you very much for the comments on my dress. Actually, it is a dress. It does. So I do have legs. Somebody said to me the other day, "Oh, you've got legs." I went, "Yeah, I've definitely got legs. Yeah," because you can only see that part of me. I do have legs. Okay, so we're going to get started this morning. So we have had a brand new class come out, so we're going to go to classes first. So for those of you that haven't joined us before, I do have a large teaching school online which you can join from anywhere in the world. That's exciting, isn't it? We have the ability to be able to buy your class, and you have the ability to be able to join as a monthly member. So you might prefer that option to being able to join as just buy a class. Let's get my words out. Let's go to the class. There we go. No, we haven't got a picture. Oh, well, that's good, isn't it? Let's try that one instead. That's better. Okay, so we have had a new class come out this morning. This is it. It's a 4-tier ruffle cake. And we have got 2 endings with this, which is quite exciting. So we're actually going to give you 2 different endings for this cake. So if you fancy having a go at this and you don't like ruffles, we've got an alternative ruffle for you that takes half the time. I did actually time myself doing it, and it does take half the time. So this is the alternative finish that I have filmed for you as well. So you're basically getting 2 classes for the price of 1 on this one. For the gold members or for the Sugarcraft members, your class is now live. So if anybody is a gold or Sugarcraft member, you will have access to this class now. The course for the gold members went live yesterday. The Sugarcraft members, it was live this morning. So if you are any of those members on my teaching school and you want to go and have a look at your login area, you will find these classes now. And between the 2 of them, you will see that the roses, although the roses on the other one are a slightly different colour, a little bit darker, it is all about doing the roses. It's about doing the ruffles, 2 different endings on the ruffles, and about cake lace as well, and the ways to do cake lace quickly, make sure it doesn't fall off, all of those things, all very important, and how to stack a 4-tier cake as well. So a 4-tier cake is a huge cake, and there's so many different ways online you can do all these cakes, and I sit and watch them and I think, well, well, this is how I do it. And I've done it like this forever, and so that's what I'm going to teach. So I'm not teaching anything other than what I don't do. These are, a lot of the time, actual cakes. That was somebody's wedding cake, and that was somebody's wedding cake. So I am actually teaching you stuff that is being ordered at this time, and it's great because that's what we want. We want current stuff. We want you to be able to look at it and go, right, that is obviously something that's being ordered at the moment. How do I make it? And I'm giving you the instructions on how to do it. So it's a really interesting one, this one, because as I say, there are two alternative endings to this. So there's ruffles for those of you that are like hardcore and fancy spending 3-4 hours doing the bottom, and then there's this one which we'll call side ruffles, I guess, which is more like 1.5 hours to 2 hours. Not as bad, but actually equally as effective. I was quite taken with this cake when it went out to the venue. Now my gold members normally get a bit of a laugh with me at venues, you see. So if you're a member of the school and you're a gold member, you normally get to see me delivering these wedding cakes, which is always quite amusing. And I did do a live from the venue with this particular cake because I wanted them to see the ruffles at the bottom. So one of the benefits, she says, of being a gold member on my teaching school is that you do get these extra Facebook lives with me at wedding venues. Now I have actually got a wedding tomorrow, but I'm slightly concerned about this one because obviously it's very warm, and I am going in the middle of a turnaround, so I may potentially not do a live tomorrow because it will be quite chaotic. So a turnaround is basically bride and groom come in, get married, they all file out, they change the room round, and then all the suppliers go in. So it's quite a chaotic situation, and then we're going to build this cake. So we'll see how we get on tomorrow, see how it all works out. But that is another thing. Now that is now what are we doing? We are doing a semi-naked cake tomorrow, and that ironically is my next tutorial. I couldn't have timed that better, could I? So this is the next tutorial that's coming out on the Cake School. I keep reading about this online at the moment, people going, what do I do, what do I do, how do I do it? Because it looks really basic, but actually there is a little bit of a thought process in this, as there is with everything. And so what I've done now, this is a recorded version of a semi-naked wedding cake. It is that particular cake. I did record it at the venue, so I recorded it whilst I was setting it up, and yes, it is somebody's wedding cake. So it is a live, it shows you exactly how to build it. So I haven't shown you how to bake it because lots of you are very clever bakers, and I've shown you how to fill it, shown you how to get it all ready and how to dowel it, and then how to put those fresh flowers on really safely, because that's really important. We have to remember that we have to protect our cakes as much as possible from the fresh flowers. So it's all a bit of a learning curve here, and also a live build at a venue. They were very good actually, because they left me in a corner to film, which was quite nice. But you can see that one. Now this one is coming up on the 6th of August, so that one will be available then as part of the Gold and Sugarcraft membership. So if you are a member in either of those, then you will have access to this course. If not, and you fancy just buying the class anyway, it will be available to buy. Nikki has kindly put up a link already, which is, there it is, it's coming up on the 6th of August. So if you are someone who is having a go at making these semi-naked wedding cakes, this is an excellent reference. That's what I'm going to describe it as. It is a really, really good cake and tutorial for you to be able to get your head around in terms of doing this, so that you actually have a safe and clean and also protective way of putting up these cakes. So in other words, they're not going to fall over, they're not going to melt, and the flowers are not going to be in the right places as well. So it's all very, very important stuff. So there you go. So if you do fancy having a go at that particular cake, it is coming up on the Cake School on the 6th of August. So not long to go with that one, and then that one will be out. So there you go. It doesn't take long, does it, for these to come round? When I set all these up, I think, oh, that's ages away, and then suddenly dun, 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 we're galloping towards these dates, so it doesn't take very long at all, does it? So also on the Cake School at the moment, we have 3 Facebook Live classes on offer. Now, if you're a member of the school, then you will not have access to any of these classes. So if you're a gold, silver, bronze or Sugarcraft member, the Facebook Live classes are separate, and they're done separately because if members come and go and leave, it takes me forever to go into all these classes and take you all out again. So that's the reason why it's been done separately. But I have put, there are 3 offers on at the moment. So I'm just going to run through what those offers are. They're all relevant, of course. One of them is actually quite, not only relevant but funny in terms of the fact it's really warm, because I filmed it when it was really, really warm, and you'll hear me talking about it during the live. So the first one is the macaron one. Now I've got a picture of that somewhere today. I was very clever and organised today. So this is called Floral Macaron class. It's a Facebook Live class. So basically it's giving you access to a previous Facebook Live. I'm laughing because when I did this, it was so hot. I can't even tell you how hot the class was. I don't think it's going to be as hot as it was on Tuesday, but it was certainly up there in the early 30s, and so you can hear me talking about throughout the whole class, oh my goodness, we need to put them back in the fridge and all sorts of things to keep this class going. So in terms of relevance, heat certainly at the moment, but also weddings. So these are very lovely for weddings. So if you're someone who does like I'm trying to think of the word, dessert tables, and you are having a plate of macarons out all painted beautifully with flowers, they look super special. And learning to paint on macarons as well is very, very nice thing to do. They are very pretty, thank you very much. And also I've done them in pink, don't tell Kelly, but you can do them in any colour. But I'm not teaching you how to make the macarons, I'm teaching you how to paint on the macarons. So making the macarons, we've assumed that you know what to do, and then it's at this point here where we're then going on to do the lovely flowers that are on there. So for weddings, very relevant. Remember, this is not part of the membership. You must be, this is a separate transaction. So what I've done, the floral macaron one has got £2.50 off, so it's £7.50 for this weekend. So you're saving yourself £2.50 on that one. Then we have got, I'm going to come back on again, we've also got the how to price cakes. Now I keep talking about how to price cakes because it's so important at the moment. I am also now falling, not foul, but I am also now being questioned about my prices from customers, and I did think, come on, what are you doing? It's on the news every day. And somebody, I quoted them for a cake the other day, and they said to me, oh, it was more than I expected. And I thought, okay, everything I buy at the moment is more than I expected. So I just replied back saying, well, obviously the costs of everything have gone up, da da da. She accepted the price, job done. So you have to be strong and you have to stand by your pricing, but you have to know what your pricing is. So how to price cakes, which is one of my most successful Facebook lives, people love it, is now on offer as well. Let's give you an offer as well. Let's give you something to help you with your pricing. So we normally charge £15 for this class. It is down at £10 at the moment. So it's nice to have a little offer when things are tough at the moment, and I'm sure that you'll find this class of huge benefit. I know as well that some of you that are watching already have watched this class and enjoyed it and learnt from it. So it's all about pricing, but it's also all about being strong with your customers and being able to portray what you're saying to them in a nice clear way and helping them to understand why things are the costs that they are. You don't have to explain every detail, you know, butter is this, da da da. You have to be careful. There's a bit of a fine line actually between sounding like you're moaning about everything, you know, everything's gone up, you know, we all know that, but it's also about, you know, still selling that product to them and going, look at this, isn't this amazing? You're definitely going to want this product, and then you smile. That works. Then we've also got sunflowers, beginners sunflower painting, which is up for £5. That's half price for that one. Now, if you go into M&S, I've been in there, and whoa, in M&S at the moment there was just sunflowers everywhere, and I thought, yes, they're in, it must be that time of year. So my sunflower cupcake bouquets have gone mad, and also I thought, well, yes, this is an opportunity to put my summer cake painting, my sunflower cake painting on offer as well. So if you'd like to have a go at painting a sunflower on a cake using the Patchwork Cutter, the large one, then the class is down to £5. So if you fancy having a go at that one, then that's another really good one to get involved with as well. Now that one is part of the membership, the sunflower one. So if you're a gold or a I've got to think about this a minute. Let me get my brain in gear here. So gold, silver or bronze member, then that is included in your membership. It is not in Sugarcraft. So all the painting ones, some of them are in separate groups, so that's what you need to look. So the cake pricing course is £10. It's normally 15, so you're saving yourself 5. Little bit of maths there, nothing too complicated. And the whole course is literally to help you. So I've done it twice, so there's 2 lives on there. There are some current sheets. Well, I say they're current. The current sheets are, when did I do it? April. We are now May, June, July, so they might need another little update. We'll have a little look at that and see what we can do just to keep looking at what's happening with your prices. I think now more than ever is probably the first time I would actually say you really need to watch it, because most things are pretty stable. Actually at the moment things are leaping, and I'm sure you're finding it as well when you go off to go and do anything. You know, you perhaps go and buy whatever, something you would normally buy, and you go, whoa, what's happened here? You didn't realise. So you're making choices. This is about helping people make choices. I have found certainly at the moment that my cupcake bouquets are going wild, and so I think what's happened, this is my theory here, that people don't want to spend £90 to £100 on a birthday cake, if that's what you're charging. They are looking at these cupcake bouquets, which are more like between, for me, 32 and plus whatever, because they obviously do it according to the number that they want. So that's where I'm finding at the moment that most of my sales, apart from the weddings, are coming in. So it seems to be that is where the money seems to be at the moment. But the cake pricing class will help you with all of those bits and pieces. Everything is, certainly if you're in business or you're doing business or you're selling to people, whatever it is you're doing, having knowledge or watching what's happening all the time and trying to sort of preempt what people are looking at buying. The problem is in business, if you, or anything, is that if you want to sell something and you can't sell it, it's probably because people don't want it. So it's about looking at what people are buying into at the moment. And I think people are going, I'd love a birthday cake. I don't really want to spend £100. I tell you what, I'm going to get a cupcake bouquet for 32 or 35 or whatever it is you charge. And they're lovely. They are just the loveliest thing ever. I've got one that's gone out today, which I'm going to just show you. It will be on my social media later on. So this one has gone to my customer today, and if you look very, very closely, you will see little tiny white dots. Now, this is where I've gone a bit wild this week. I've been very, very happy with this. So we've been using Kelly's white sprinkles, if you see those, little Kelly down in the, just amongst the little rosebuds there. So Kelly's white sprinkles, if you put those amongst the greenery, it looks like gypsophilia. So gypsophilia, baby's breath, that kind of look, and it really makes that bouquet just look completely delicate. It transforms it. So if you have any of Kelly's white glimmer sprinkles, that is what you need to do this bouquet. This was just done with white buttercream or plain buttercream. It's sort of a creamy colour, and Colour Splash Violet. So Colour Splash Violet and my Colour Splash Leaf Green, which is another colour that I'm always talking about, both of which are on the Let's Shop Cake Live. So if you do want to have a go at doing something like that, then that's the colour scheme that I've used for that, and it will appear on my social media later on, because customers only just picked it up, so I should be in trouble if I put it on there now. I always worry if I put these things on too quickly, and then the person who's meant to have actually had the product hasn't received it. It's not a good idea, is it? So if you do want to go, I'm just pointing this out to you, that those white sprinkles, which Nikki's put a link up for you, they work really, really well amongst those little bits of greenery and stuff. So have a look at that, because I think it's something that is certainly very, very pretty. And I literally came across that by accident. I was having a thought process over gypsophilia the other day, as one does, because it's not a good thing on cake. It's poisonous. You're not meant to put it on cake. And I just thought, you know, it would be so nice if you could. And I was just looking around, you know, and saw these sprinkles and went, oh, look at that, and just chucked them all over the bouquet. Looked amazing. You don't need to put it on everything. I think less is more. So I think if you look at that bouquet, I've done 50-50. I'll go back and show you. So I've done 50-50. So all the ones with the little blossoms, they had all the little white, and then all the larger ones, they didn't have any of them on at all. So it is about a balance, isn't it? It's about a balance with things. So use the white sprinkles, but maybe only use them on sort of, you know, some of the cupcakes. You don't need to chuck the whole lot at it. Obviously, if you do, then I'm going to sell more sprinkles, but that's not really what I want you to do. It's not a good idea. But I'm giving you some ideas with that. Now, yesterday I finished recording. Actually, I'll leave this up because I'll tell you why. It's not on the website yet, so there we go. So yesterday I finished recording the Mandela dot painting class, which I've been very excited about doing. I've wanted to do this for a long time. I've had everything in place for a long period of time to do it. I'm going to show you the cake, and then I'm going to talk to you about the equipment that you're going to need for this particular class. So it is coming. It's not on the site yet, so you can't order it. It will be coming under Sugarcraft and Gold membership because, oh no, it won't. I beg your pardon. I take that back. It's going to be coming under Gold, silver and bronze because it's a painting class, so it's not going to be coming under Sugarcraft, I'm afraid. So if you're in that group, it won't be available for you. It's going to be the gold, silver and bronze, which are the cake painters. So the bronze membership is for the beginners, so they have a limited number of classes. The silver membership is access to all cake painting, and then the gold, they've got everything. Now you're going to love this. I was so happy with this. It was untrue when I finished, so I'm going to get that on there so you can have a nice little look. So this is my new class. It's going to be coming out early September, so it is on its way. It has been recorded step by step, and I have also given you lots of other ideas as to how you can do various things with it. It is an absolutely joyful class to do. I loved it. I really enjoyed doing it. It was so interesting to do. And there's so many possibilities with this. I feel like I could just keep recording and recording and recording. There's just so many colour combinations. Now when you look online and you search for Mandela, a lot of it's on black, and I felt that because this was a cake, I wanted to do it on pink. So I have slightly gone against what it should be, but I just wanted to get you to understand how to be able to create these amazing patterns, because they are just fantastic, and it was really lovely to do. So if you're a gold member, or if you're a silver, or you're a bronze member, this is going to be available for you early September, because I've just literally finished it now, so I've got to get it all edited and sorted and on. But you are going to need a couple of bits of equipment to do it, so I'm going to run through those now just so that you understand what it is. It is lovely, isn't it? I'm very pleased with your comments that are coming through, because I do think this is quite special actually, this cake. It's something completely different, and you don't have to be an expert to do it, so you can literally just follow along with everything I've done and you'll love it. It's great. Right, let me run through what you're going to need. One item I can't see in front of me, but that's fine. That's okay. Right. It's very therapeutic, this one, yeah. Actually, it did drive me a little bit crazy at the end, but I'm not going to lie. I was, yeah, I did have an almost Ruffle moment at the end with it, but yeah, the results are amazing. There we go. Okay, so let's look at what we need for this particular project. So on the website, we have got a set of 3. They come in sets of 3. There they are. Stencil sheets. So these are now available, and they are on Let's Shop Cake Live. You'll find them on there. Now I've got a limited number at the moment. The reason I'm releasing the products now for those of you that want to do it, is because when I have to restock these, they can take about 6 weeks for me to get back in stock again. So I want to make sure by the time we get to September that everybody's got everything that they need to do. So that's why I'm now showing you exactly what it is that I've used. So this is a pack of 3 stencils, again, that is on the shopping channel already, Let's Shop Kate Live. Nikki, I'm sure, will put a link up because she's probably frantically searching for them now, but they are on there. So this is 4 inches, 5 inches and 7 inches, and this is the basis that I've used for that particular class. So that's those. And then you're going to need a set of dotting tools. So there are a set of dotting tools. Let's put those up there so you can see them. So on the end there, you'll see they have like different sizes. Let's turn that around so you can see it. Can you see that? Go back that way. So I'm not sure if I picked up 2 identical ones. Yes, I did. So they come in a set. Just looking to see if I can see another one. There's another one there. This would be the same. That's the same. I keep picking up the same ones, ignore me. Anyway, this is the dotting tools. They come in a set and you're going to need those to do this class as well. So these things, the dotting tools and the stencils, are now both on Let's Shop. So if you are a member, gold member or silver or bronze, and you want to do this class in September, get yourself organised, get this stuff to yourself, because you're going to need it. You are not going to be able to do this class without it. You're going to struggle otherwise to do it. These are essentials for that. And you know me, there's going to be many other things I will do with both of these. These have already featured on my airbrushing course. I've been using them actually on Let's Shop over quite a few periods of time with various bits and pieces. They make perfect dots. They're absolutely brilliant. So these are very useful as well. And as I say, with these, there are going to be many other things coming out connected with these. So this is not a one-trick pony. I'm going to be using these for lots of other things. As I do, I try very hard to show you stuff and then go, you could also do this with it and you could also do that with it, which is something we've done massively with our cookies this year. And again, we're going to discuss that shortly, because we're actually going to be moving towards my lovely cookies in a minute. So the Mandela, let me get that word right, Mandela, Kelly was giving me a lesson the other day, Mandela. Stencils are now available. They're listed as something like round templates, I think, if Nikki can't find them. So they're round templates. They are on Let's Shop, and your dotting tools as well. So this is specifically for that class. So I pressed the wrong button then. This is specifically for the I'm going to get it back again. This class here. Okay, so if you're doing this class, you're going to need those bits and pieces. The stencils and the dotting tools. Please get them in if you want to do this class in September, because it takes me so long to get them in stock, because they all come from miles and miles away. They're not a UK based company, and it does take me ages to sort them out, and I don't want anyone to miss out. And I know there's a few of you that are just going to want to do this because it's so lovely, me included. I'm going to do some cupcakes as well on this. I'm going to do some on black, so I'm going to do those over the next few days and add those onto the course as well. So there will be a couple of variations on there, but I was so excited when I finished it yesterday. I thought, oh, I need to get this, I need everyone to see this. So this course will include that pink cake, and it will include a couple of cupcakes as well, so just some different designs on there for you. So don't forget, you want to do that class, get organised. It's as simple as that. Right, okay, let's carry on. So we've got new cutters. I know I have to apologise actually, because every time I come online I say there's something new and I feel really bad, but there is, and there's more next week. I know. We'll just talk about these, shall we? So we have been focusing on lots of mini stuff. So last week I showed you the mini ice cream cookie cutter, which loads of you got very excited about, me included. I'm going to put that down there so you can have a little look at it. There we go. Move my piece of paper out the way. So that was the little mini ice cream cookie cutter. We're really focusing on at the moment the mini side of things, because I think that this is where we are going. I think we're heading towards cupcake territory at the moment, and if we're heading towards cupcake territory at the moment, I want them to be done beautifully, so that's why I'm going down this route here. So we already have this cookie cutter here. In fact, I've got so many cookie cutters now, I'm having a job to keep up with them all. And then we've had the Fab, which is this little one here. So that one's a tiny bit bigger, but you can see, let's move that up a bit. Oh, now I've unleashed the sprinkles, look at that. That's the Fab cookie cutter. Let's come down there we go. That's the Fab cookie cutter that's just come out as well. So we've been doing this over the last few weeks. So if you've missed how to do this, then nip across to, go on to Let's Shop Cake Live on Facebook, go back a week and watch that edition, and you will see on there how I made the Fab Lolly and the little ice cream ones last week. These are super quick to make, and because they're tiny, and they are tiny, I'm going to now tell you how big they are. You can make a lot of them very quickly out of our lovely cookie recipe. Somebody asked me for my cookie recipe this week. There's two places you can find it. One is that we obviously sell it, so you can get the sheet and you can purchase the cookie recipe from us, or if you are a Gold or Sugarcraft member, then it is in the Royal Icing course. So you can go to Royal Icing and you will find the cookie recipe in there. More benefits of being a member of the school, you see, so there you go. It's always worth it. Certainly with that school at the moment, it's definitely worth joining because there are a lot of things on there. They're getting discounts, they're getting free Facebook Lives, particularly the Gold group, all sorts of interactive stuff. It's not just about the courses. We've got a very interactive group that are all chatting away to each other and showing us what they're making and what they're enjoying, what they're not enjoying, what they're struggling with, and it's just a really nice place to be. So the little ice cream cookie cutter is 4 centimetres, 4.5 centimetres, let me just check that, 4.5 centimetres. So if you get a ruler out and you have a look at that, you'll see just how tiny that is. And the reason I put them onto cupcakes is to give it some perspective, because sometimes you look at something, especially online. I've looked at, I was trying to take photos of things last week, and you know, my new cookie cutters look exactly the same as the other ones online. You know, they don't look tiny. So I have listed them as mini, and you need to be really careful if you are trying to order any of these cookie cutters that are already, so we have many that are already with us, that you have ordered the mini version of it, not the standard version. So the standard version will just say something like ice cream cookie cutter. The mini version will say mini and then ice cream cookie cutter. So please be really careful what you order. Obviously the mini one is a little bit cheaper, so that hopefully should help you, but you will see that that is what we've done. So we're moving now massively towards doing lots and lots of mini things. So we've got a mini ghost cookie cutter that's just gone on the site as well, so that's ready for Halloween. I know it's the middle of the summer, we don't really want to talk about Halloween, but we have to get ready for those kind of things, so that one is now on there. And then we have our travel cookie cutter, which I'm going to show you now. So I'm going to move these out of the way. Let's put those over there for a second, and we'll have a look at some of the new ones that have come out. So we've got some more minis. So this one, teeny tiny little thing. I wonder how many of you remember these from last year. So last year we had this new cookie cutter come out, which was called a travel cup, and we still have this. We still have the lovely travel cup. It's extremely popular. It was based around the idea of people having these travel cups that are like, you know, different colours and things, and then they just keep reusing them, filling up with coffee and all sorts of things. So we made a cookie cutter for this particular idea, and then as we hit Halloween, we turned it upside down and we made him, and we came up with this idea. So what has led to the new cookie cutter is him, because I've looked at him and gone, do you know what, he would make a really good cupcake topper. So here is the mini version of it. So this one you will be able to either have as a travel cup online, still use the same as you would do before, so we'd use your lovely papers. I think the Have a Nice Day stickers might be a tiny bit too big for this, but if you want to do the Halloween one, you're going to be able to turn it around and you're going to be able to have a little mini Frankenstein on top of your cupcake. Now, I'm obviously not going to do a demo on him today because we are nowhere near Halloween. However, I just want to show you it so that you can see that it is here. Again, it is super tiny. It is, let me get my tape measure out again. It is, not in inches, 5 centimetres by 4 centimetres. So again, it's cupcake size. So this way round for it to be a travel cup, this way round for it to be a mini Frankenstein. And actually I think they are going to look amazing. I'm very excited about doing that demo, but that will have to wait until early September to do that one. But if you are interested in getting that one into your kit, it is here now. We have got them in stock, so if you want to start getting ready then that one is available now. And again, the same as before, make sure that you look out for the word mini travel cup / Frankenstein cutter, because otherwise you will end up with a big one. Be very, very careful. The mini ones are sort of higher up, hopefully, than the bigger ones at the moment. I've tried to make it a little bit easier, but just be really, really careful that you order the right one for what you're trying to do. And they are tiny, look at them. But they are so sweet. I'm so pleased with them. So let's have a look at the brand new one. There is no larger version of this. We're going to crack on with this one and make this as a cupcake, and also another smaller shrunken version of another one. I'm reading this now. I can see a cow put some horns on it. Okay, all right, well, I'll think about that one. I do quite like these suggestions. So these are 2 more mini ones. We're going to have a look at these now. This is my new mini pineapple. So this is one to go on top of a cake if you're doing like lots of gorgeous tropical colours and stuff. Little pineapple. And this one is the mini pizza. So our pizza cookie cutter, I'm going to get you out what it looks like, is this size. So you can see it's a lot smaller, and again it is designed to go on top of cupcakes. So if you are trying to make a load of pizza themed cupcakes, or you're having perhaps a pizza night or something, you want to make a few cupcakes, this little mini one on there. And remember what we did the other week, watermelon. So I'm going to show you in a minute how to do the watermelon one. And on the mini, I've got to remember to get out the right colour though, because I've just realised I forgot to get that out. So we're going to have a look at doing the mini watermelon, and we're going to have a look at the pineapple. So we're going to run through those as well. That's it. Let me just clean up this paste. You know what it's like? I have a box full of paste and they just leak everywhere. So I've already made some. I have to say, not brilliantly. I was in a bit of a rush when I made them. There we go. There's our little pineapple, and there's our little bit of pizza as well, or our watermelon, depending on what it is. There we go. This is all kind of summery themed. I've been working really, really hard on trying to do as many summer cookie type things this year, because I think that it's a really nice thing to do at this time of year. Cake decorating is hard work at this time of year, so we've put that to one side for the moment, and we're focusing on our cookies. You don't have to put them on cupcakes, you can just have them as part of treat boxes. There's no reason why you can't do that. I'm just getting myself some royal icing. I'm just going to put a little bit of water in there just to make it a little bit softer. Of course, I put too much water in, a bit more royal icing. There we go. It always dries out really quickly in here because it's cold. Okay, so just a little bit of royal icing to start with, and then we'll get started and we'll get these covered. So let's move that out of the way. So I've already pre-dyed some. Am I on camera? Yes, I am. Okay. So I have pre-dyed some yellow for my pineapple. I'll give that a bit of a mix. I think that this goes very nicely, or will go very nicely with these. Now these are glimmer flowers, and I think this on a cupcake is going to look good. So that's what we're aiming for. We're going to go down that route. Now you can make these pineapples, you know, fairly sort of straightforward. You don't have to do anything too complicated, or if you're like me, you can put a nice little smiley face on it. I'd like to do something a bit different. I never do anything normally, so we'll just give that a little bit of a roll. So we're not using royal icing, we're just going to use a little bit of sugar paste because it's quicker and easier to do online. I'm going to take hold of our cookie cutter, and we're just going to press that down, give it a little wiggle, make sure it's cut right through. Okay, very important. Take that away, push that out. There we go. Perfect pineapple, we're happy with that. And then I'm just going to take my cutting wheel, and I'm just going to remove that part there because that's obviously going to be a different colour, so we don't want that. And then we're going to, how many have I got? I'll just do one. So I've got another one behind me. We'll do that one next week. Now, pineapples have got a pattern on them, and I think the best way to do this is probably going to be with the plastic side scraper. You know, I'm always finding something to do with the plastic side scrapers. There they are. It's got a bit of brown food colouring on it. No matter what I do, there's food colouring on everything. Anyway, this is a plastic side scraper. So we're going to take this and we're just going to press down. Now, the reason this is good is because the edge is a little bit thicker. If If you do it with a knife, you can either cut through or it's too thin. So with this, you get a dent, but you get a nice sort of wider dent. So we can just go down like that. Not brilliant, but okay. And then we'll go across like so. And you can do it either when it's on the biscuit or off the biscuit. It doesn't really matter, to be perfectly honest, but there you go, that's easy, isn't it? Nothing too complicated there. And where did I do my paintbrush? Oh, there it is. Right, let's grab my paintbrush, bring the biscuit in. So I'm going to take hold of this and just pop that on top. So a little bit of royal icing, like so. I'm just going to pop that on top there. There you go. And then we'll change that, obviously, because that's the wrong colour. We'll get in a bit of my famous leaf green that I use for absolutely everything. If you don't have one of these in your kit, go and get one. You need one. Or actually, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll do lime green, and there'll be a reason for that in a minute. So let's do lime green. Get a bit of sugar paste. And that then will help with the next one. I don't have lime green on my website though, but you do need to go and get yourself some leaf green. Maybe I'll get lime on there at some point, because I do use quite a bit at the moment. Let's get rid of that bit. Maybe I'll get some this week. So this is Pro Gel Lime Green. Pop that on there. There we go. Oh! Exploded on me. Well, it's going to be very lime green because I'm wearing most of it by the looks. Okay, we'll mix that in. Just going to give my hands a wash in a second. Very limey green colour. Nice tropical colours, that's what we're aiming for. We don't want boring colours, do we, when it comes to the pineapples and sunshine? I know pineapples actually should be a little bit darker, but hey ho, that'll be alright. That's fine. And I want it to coordinate with my... Yeah, not bad. Look at that, with my sprinkles. See, there's always a plan to everything, even if it's not an obvious one. Give that a bit of a mix there. Right, let's put that down there. That bit of a need. And we'll grab some royal icing again, and then we'll just put that on top, ready to go. You could pipe it if you wanted to. We did do some strawberries. I don't know if anyone remembers the strawberries. Let me bring those in quickly. And we piped the top of those across there. So that's the little strawberry cutter, which actually you could use on a cupcake as well. It's not quite as small, obviously, as the others, but you can still see it is cupcake size if you wanted to. But yeah, you could pipe them. I'm not going to do that today. I'm just going to use royal icing. What I'm trying not to do at the moment is incorporate the sprinkles in my sugar paste, because they seem to be flying everywhere, as usual. Right, okay. So we're going to take hold of that, place that on the edge there, press down, cut through, and then remove from the cookie cutter. And then we're going to take hold of our cutting wheel, take that bit off there, and then we can pop that on top. Like so. And then you can always take something like one of these, which is like a Dresden tool, and you can mark it. So we could go up the centre there, across there, like that. So you could always turn it a bit more leaf-like if you wanted to. I'm just gonna, there we go, like that. How cute is that? And then you can then, if you want to, because this is the kind of thing I would do, because that's just the way I tend to roll, is put a smiley face on it, of course. Now you could use these sprinkles here. These are the 2mm ones, they're very small, versus the 4mm ones, which are these ones. They only do 2s and 4s, so you can see the difference between these two. Now we've been using these a lot over the last, well, forever now, for eyes. I think these are listed as rabbit eyes at the moment. They tend to change according to the season, so if we're doing maybe Father Christmas eyes, they become Father Christmas eyes, or ghost eyes, so they'll probably be ghost eyes next. So for the mini cupcakes, the mini eyes are more in proportion, I guess, although you might like big googly eyes depending on what you think. put the two on so you can see the difference between them. If I can actually pick up these tinies, they are so tiny. There we go. But if you want it to be very, very cute, then you want to go with the small ones. If you want it to be a bit more obvious, then you can go for the big ones. It's entirely up to you. But I'm going to go for the little one, and I'm just going to press down into the sugar paste and let it embed in there. Hopefully it should stay once the sugar paste is set. I'll put that one in there as well. Just two little eyes there. That's it, move those out the way. And then something like, now she says, looking around frantically, an edible pen. Where have I got my black edible pen within view? If not, I'll paint it. It doesn't really matter, to be honest, but one or the other. Let's have a leap up and see. I've obviously tidied up again. Okay, what's this? It's a pen, but I think it, oh no, it is black, that'll do. So then you can just take an edible pen and you can just put a really little smile, something like that, just underneath it. So it's very cute. It's Kelly will tell you it's kawaii is what it is. It's a little sort of Japanesey type sort of cartoon. It's probably easier to wait until that's set before you do this, because the sugar paste is very soft and therefore it does tend to sort of nip into the sugar paste. Let me pick that up so you can have a little look at it. So that's the little pineapple. It's very sweet, it's very cute. We can pop that then onto a cupcake. So I've got a cupcake ready, of course, to add to my little collection. I've even got my bag in view, and I'm just going to give my my buttercream a little mix, because it's been sitting for a while, and although it's soft, I don't want it to set too much. So we're just going to go over the top of this with a bit of buttercream just to kind of make sure the edges get covered. This is where I need Kelly back, you see. Come back, Kelly. I need more cupcakes made. Okay, and then we'll take some of this and we'll pop it into our bag with our 1M nozzle. So this is the 1M nozzle that we've been using a lot. And pop that over there out of the way for a second. And then we'll take hold of this and we will go around. So just do a nice swirl. Okay, there we go. It doesn't really matter if you mess it up in the middle, because we're going to put our little pineapple on top there. There he is. We'll tip it forward as well. And then I'm going to use these glimmer stars, or glimmer flowers. They're not stars, are they, Tracy? They're flowers. To pop on here. Now they will pick up the pineapple as well as just decorating. So I'm going to be precise. I'm not just going to throw them onto the cupcake. I'm actually going to take hold of them and just put them on where I want them to be. So the yellow and the lime are picking up there, and then the pink's just acting as a contrast. So you've got quite a nice display there without actually having to work too hard. So that's quite pretty, isn't it, I think? And then you know what I'm going to do, because I can't help myself, those white perels are going to be going on in a second, because they just make everything look amazing. The white perels that we bought last year thinking, oh, these will look good for snow globes, and we've used them on everything, literally everything. There we go. Okay. And then we are going to put the little white perels. Let's do that. So we can sprinkle some of these on here as well. They just act as kind of little highlights, don't they, more than anything else. There we go. Pop those on. So that adds then to our little collection of tropical cupcakes. Oops. There we go. So that's the little pineapple. Isn't that sweet? It's not difficult to make, but these little flowers that go with it, these glimmer flowers they're called, really do look cute when you add them to it. And you could also change that, you know, if you're having if your cupcake is sort of pineapple flavoured, you know, there's lots of different flavours you can do in your cupcakes. That will kind of indicate to people what they're expecting to find when they eat this cupcake. You could change your icing to green, so if you fancied, or even sky blue, you can see on this one, when we mounted this one onto sky blue, the difference that it makes. It does change it quite dramatically. So that's the new pineapple mini That's that one there. And then we're going to do the other one, which is the mini pizza or the mini watermelon. So we're going to do it as a mini watermelon. There it is. So we have done a watermelon before, but we have done it on the large scale. So we're now going to do it on the small scale so that we can pop it onto our cupcakes. I want to show you the difference between the two. So there it is. Okay, so I've mixed some pink up already. So this is Colour Splash Pink I've used here. All I can see is sprinkles everywhere. Okay, so Colour Splash Pink. And then we'll put down a bit of icing sugar here. The thing is with these, you can make a lot of cookies with these. So even if you don't want to put them on cupcakes, you can just make loads and loads of really bite-sized cookies. So if you just wanted to do that and nothing else because it's too hot at the moment, then that's a really good option for you. I'm going to take hold of this and just pop some icing onto my mini cookie. Like so, pop that down. So if it's a watermelon, there is obviously going to be a lighter colour on the outside edge. So we've got pink there. And then what I'm going to do is just take my cookie cutter and I'm just going to come down to about sort of there and cut. Remove that part, put this bit on there. To do a little bit of adjusting. Push it up a little bit. There we go. Alright, and then we'll go back to our lime. So we have got lime green, but we also need it to be a little bit lighter. So I'm just going to mix a little bit of white in, so it give it an opportunity to get a little bit lighter. So we'll give that a mix. It's quite sticky. There we go. And also these are very quick in the oven. For the cookie mix that we normally have, these are taking a lot, well, cookies normally take 10-11 minutes depending on your oven. These are taking more like 9, so maybe a couple of minutes less because they're smaller. So if you are baking them, just try and do little ones on their own tray rather than trying to do big and little ones at the same time. You'll probably find you get a better, a more even finish. So that's the lighter colour. And pop that on there like so. Now this is where a bit of guesswork is going to come in. So we're going to need that section there, and we'll go down to about there roughly. Put a bit more icing on there because it's drying out very quickly. Pop that on, grab that, and then pop that bit over there like so, and then you've got one more level to go with the stronger green, which is this one here. This is why I suddenly decided to do the pineapple this green colour, because it just made it a lot easier for me. Let's give that a little bit of a, like so. Okay, and then we'll pop that on there, and then we just need the top part this time, so I've just got to cut that again. It's better. So we just need that part, so we'll just go down a little bit and cut that there. And hopefully that should fit on top, which it near enough does. If it's a little bit out, you can always just trim it. Just take a knife and just chop that end bit off there. There we go, like so. Press that down. Okay, lovely. Get that out the way. So these are available on the website. Please note this is called Mini Watermelon / Pizza Cookie Cutter. Be extremely careful that you don't go picking up the wrong one, because we do have obviously pizza cookie cutter and mini pizza cookie cutter, so you need to be a little bit careful there. Now I'm going to just set my cocoa butter up here because I'm going to do a paint immediately after this, and what I want to do is be able to finish this watermelon using a little bit of black food colouring. So I'm going to bring this in and I'm just going to set this up. So for those of you who have not seen this before, this is a chrome food warmer. We don't sell them, they're on Amazon. And then I'm just going to light it There's a tea light in the bottom there, which you'll see. And this is actually my metal paint palette from earlier today. And you'll see this here is actually cocoa butter that has set. So what's happened is that we've removed the heat and the cocoa butter has set, and that is what it looks like. So when I finish painting something, I don't necessarily clean it up straight away. I leave it because this will remelt and I'll be able to carry on with it. So there's no point in kind of cleaning it all out unless you're finished completely when you're going to be restarting. So you will see this area start to melt soon, and then I will be able to paint with it. Now this originally started out as little tiny buttons. So they started out like so. That's obviously then melted and has become that. So this is starting to get warmer. It does take a little bit of time to get going. And then we're going to be using dusting colours to be able to do our painting. So I'm just going to put some black dusting colour down here because that's what I'm going to need. I'm doing it away from everything because my luck with black dusting colour is not very high. It does tend to go absolutely everywhere. And then while I'm at it, I'm going to set up some more colours that we're going to be using for a little bit of a cake paint, which I'm going to show you in a second. And that is, we've got petal blue there, we've got moss green, and we're going to use, oh, should I use pink? Miss Kelly's not here, unless she'll tell me off. Why don't we do, where's my thing gone? Maybe we'll do corally colours. So I've got black everywhere. It's terrible stuff. Oh, we want blue for that. Yeah, let's do sunset orange. Let's show that sunset orange, which looks a very bright colour, doesn't always have to be extremely bright. Let's see if we can tone that down a little bit. So I knew I shouldn't have put that black food colour in near anything because it's gone straight over my black. Okay, so this is starting to go now. It's just going around the edges. You'll see it start to lift. And we're going to be using my paintbrushes. So this is paintbrush number 1. But for the watermelon, I'm going to use my dotting tool. So we've talked about this dotting tool already. And so we're going to use that just to complete the little watermelon there. Now, while we're waiting, we will get back the buttercream and we will put some more onto this cake and just coat it ready to go. I'm just going to move that out of the way. Got a collection of everything here. Put these around there. I think, I'm just reading that comment about glow in the dark stuff. The Squire's Kitchen neons are very bright. Now we don't have those in at the moment, but they are extremely sort of luminous tropical type colours. So they would look quite good for doing something like this, I'm sure. Let's just got that ready. You can still see this is melting now. You can see it changing. If I touch it, can you see it's now moving? Well, it wasn't moving before, it was solid. Right, I'm just going to wash my hands quickly. Doesn't go off. Right, let's put some more buttercream in my bag, ready to go. Oh, I've just seen the large ice cream cookie cutter. Oh, let me show you that while I'm waiting. So, while we're waiting for the cocoa butter to melt, that is the size of the ice cream cookie cutter. That is the size of the mini. So they are quite significantly different in size. So you need to be really cautious when you're ordering them that you get the right one. This is for cupcakes, this is for a cookie. Now this one is quite interesting. I did find a picture earlier today which I thought, oh, I'm going to put that on Let's Shop today. If anyone can remember when we did these, so we actually changed the cookie cutter. We made balloons for someone to hold, and we turned it upside down and made it into a hanging basket, if you can see that on there as well. So this cookie cutter does have a lot of possibility with it. I'm sure we've got a few things lined up for Christmas with this one as well. So the ice cream cookie cutter / hanging basket / holding balloons are all things that you can do with this particular cutter. And you can do it in a mini version, and that's also something else you can think about. So you don't have to do them as ice creams. You could do mini hanging baskets, you could do mini balloons and have those on cupcakes as well. That would look really nice. So there's masses and masses of potential with these cookie cutters. So I don't want to say, I didn't want you to just to think that they were that and nothing else. You can see this is almost melted now. It doesn't take very long, so we'll put those over there out of the way. will show you what quickly, so you can see what we're doing here with these minis and why we're doing it. So we're going from this size to this size, so nice big cookie size to cupcake size. That's what the aim of the game is. Okay, so we're going to mix a bit of paint up here, so I'm just going to grab my brush, dip it into the cocoa butter. There's a little bit still to melt on the top, but the majority of it is done. I'm going to grab some and just bring a little bit of black over here and just mix a little bit of paint up. So I'm going to mix it up with my paintbrush and then use my dotting tool just to do the little dots on here. So I'm just going to take hold of it, dip it into the black paint, and we're just going to pop them on like so. Am I on screen? Yes, just about. Like that. And one more, there we go, that'll do. And then take hold of my brush and I'm just going to pull those down so they're a bit more like seeds rather than dots. There we go. And that's your little mini watermelon cookie made. The larger version, let me show you the larger version because that's next to me, looks like this. So you've got two different versions there. Again, this one is perfect for cupcakes. So let's do our cupcake thing again. And just take that on there. Ooh. Around we go. Like so. And then pop that on top like so. Tip it, don't leave it flat, make it interesting. Tip it forward, especially if you're having something on a cupcake stand, you really want to be able to see these things, so always tip them forward. And again, we can go back to our little flowers. Oops, I'll put my finger in it. Obviously don't put your finger in it. And then we can just put some, again, some little matching flowers on there, tropical flowers. So this time the yellow one is the colour we've not used versus the pineapple before. So it's picking up on the green and the pink. So these are the glimmer flowers. In case you're getting confused what I'm using, these are the glimmer flowers on here with obviously the white pearls because we can't help ourselves when it comes to those. And we'll put those on there as well, like so. There we go. So perhaps you're having a cocktail party or something summery, and or a little summer garden tea party or something, and you fancy making a few different cupcakes. Let me bring these out the way for a second. Then you can see these are the two new ones that we've got today. So that one is mini pineapple. This one is mini pizza. So they are new. They've only just come out today and they are on the website. So also mini pizzas. So I'm going to do those another day, perhaps when it's a bit more wintry. We were starting to think maybe I might do some pizzas on there. That would look very cute as well. And again, I think I've talked about pizzas before. If you are going to do a pizza topping of any description, then do use this one here, which is the Pro Gel Red. The Christmas red is the wrong colour. The Christmas red is like a pink red and it's not the same colour. When you make it up, you'll go, well, that looks really weird. It doesn't look like tomato ketchup. It's the wrong colour. So if you are doing a pizza one, then you will need the Pro Gel Red. I mean, they are very quick to do. I could actually do one, couldn't I? The other thing that you could use as well are white chocolate curls to do your little bits of kind of cheese and stuff on the top of it. So it doesn't have to be that complicated. You can literally put a little bit of red on there, a little bit of red royal icing, and sprinkle some white curls on there to make your little bits of cheese. That's your pizza done. It's very, very quick. But white curls and red food colouring are the two things that you need for that. It's very important that you get those ones because otherwise it's going to be the wrong colours. So we have had a set of lovely tropical cupcakes. There we go. Let's bring all those in. Can we get them all in? Just about. Put that there so you can see it. Yes, look at that. I'll take a photo of these and put them on Let Shop so you'll be able to see them later on anyway. But they look really pretty together. And of course, we know it's coming, don't we? The classic ice cream van, which has been incredibly popular. I'm going to make Postman Pat Van next week just so I can show you how to do it. But the ice cream van cookie cutter has been very, very popular as well. And if you've missed the demonstration for this, do go back and have a look at last week's edition, because you will be able to see how I made this one here. As another one that I made here. Not that I'm an expert in ice cream vans at all, but I think I might be. So this is the ice cream van cookie cutter, which has been around now for a couple of weeks and has done very, very well. So if you fancy having a go at any of this, then you'll find all the products are online. So I've used this one here, I've used the red, pink and white sprinkles on this particular one here, and I used the little minis on the ice cream itself. This is just a chocolate flake that I bought from the post office opposite, so you know, that's just a piece of flake cut up. This was piped with Wilton 18 nozzle that you could just turn around like that and pipe, and this colour here is called Autumn Leaf, and we actually have that back in stock now because we ran out because everybody went a bit mad with it. So the ice cream cone colour here is Autumn Leaf, and Autumn Leaf is a sugar flare colour paste, and I use it a lot for I've used it on my ice cream course, I've used it on this, I've used it for teddy bears, I use it a lot. It's one of my favourite caramelly type shades. It seems to tick a lot of boxes, so, and it's certainly one I've always got around. So that colour there is what I've used for the bottom of that ice cream to do this particular design, so that is in stock as well. This one here is the Fab Lolly, so the Fab one here is the little tiny cookie cutter here, and again I've used red, a bit of white sugar paste, Autumn Leaf again because that's sort of lollipop stick colour, and then I just used some sprinkles up there. Now I think we've sold out of these ones, but we have got glimmer strands, and obviously the gorgeous white Perels go on there. And then you've got the ones that are in this set as well, which is the red and pink minis, so you can always transfer those over to there as well. So there's lots of different ideas that you can use on there, but there's a very nice set there of summer cookies for you to have a look at. And I say I will take some photos so you can see them online and see exactly what it is that I've done. It actually gives me an opportunity now to change some of the pictures on the website, because when we go live and we haven't made the stuff up, you'll probably just see an image of a boring old cutter. Well, if we can change it to something that looks like this, it makes me happy. So we will change these over later on. But yeah, certainly with this, you've now got a complete set of 6 that you can have in a box that somebody would be very happy about, plus my gorgeous ice cream cookie cutter. And again, you can add it to the treat boxes. So we've had the treat boxes going for a while now. I have got one little space in my treat box here. So if I bring this over, let me move the cupcakes out of the way. They're shedding sprinkles everywhere, but that's normal. So this is one of my cookie boxes or treat boxes. So remember, these have got the option to have 2 cupcakes and your cookies, or just your cookies on their own. These are ones that we've made on Let's Shop over various weeks. This one I painted last week, which was a gorgeous daisy from Patchwork Cutters. It's called Large Daisy, but I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about that in a second. But if I wanted to just put in, let's say we'll put the pineapple one in, just pop that one in there at the top. So I've got a very mixed box here. Oh, looks nice with the sun, doesn't he? I've got a mixed box here of different, couple of cupcakes and 4 cookies. I'd be happy with that. And I've said many times before, and reiterate this again, mini cookies fill gaps. Large cookies are lovely and are great, but if you've got little gaps anywhere, these small ones are crucial. You need to have a selection of large and small to be able to make this kind of thing work really, really well. So just keep an eye on that when you're thinking about preparing a cookie box, that you do have large and small, because otherwise you will end up with gaps everywhere and it doesn't look quite so good. So I'm going to take that out because I need that to dry so I can take a photo of it later on. So let's move that out of the way. We've gone through the cookie boxes over the last few weeks, so if you do want to have a look at those online, just have a look back on Let's Shop and you'll see all the other bits and pieces. Large, I have to do the large ice cream. Large ice cream, there you go. So that's quite a nice one there with some sprinkles at the bottom. Let's go that way. Sprinkles at the bottom. That's how big the normal cookie cutters are. So we'll put that there. Okay, now what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to put those in the fridge because I want them to set so I can take photos of them without me damaging them. So if I put those new cookies or new cupcakes in the fridge, then there is a plan, you see. Right, we're going to have a look at some painting now. So we're going to have a look at Patchwork Cutters. We're going to have a little look, let's put that back up, at this one here. Now this one is called Rose Garland. So this is one of the Patchwork Cutters that we've got in stock, and it's called Rose Garland. So it comes in 3 different sizes. Now Marion, who is the lady who invented Patchwork Cutters, tends to cut out lots of her stuff, whereas I tend to use it as an embossing tool. So I tend to take the cutters and I press them down, but you can see Marion here, for example, has cut them out and she's made 3D items on her cakes. I do the other side of it, which is the, just get that off, which is the embossing side. So this one here has 3 different sizes. So it has large, medium and small. I thought this morning, because I was completely unaware of this until I pressed it into the sugar paste, that there is actually birds on here. I didn't even see them. Just when I pressed it out, I went, oh, it's got a bird on it. So yes, there is a little bird on either end of this as well. And what I've done is I have taken some sugar paste. This is a 7-inch board. I've covered it in white sugar paste, and I'm just going to paint that up for you so you can see what it looks like. I've managed to spill some black on it, but we'll try and ignore that and pretend it's not there. Right, let's get hold of my paintbrush. So we're going to use paintbrush number 1, and we're going to just get rid of the colour that we've got trapped in the brush. So there's some really nice details here with the rose. So we're going to start with the rose, and we're going to do sort of a corally colour. So we've got sunset orange, which if we use neat would be way too strong, so we're going to put some white into it, and we're going to get it a bit more towards the coral colours. Doesn't matter if the middle's a bit darker, because we can always get a darker middle and then get lighter as it goes out, which is always a really good way to do it. So I've spent a lot of time painting Patchwork Cutters online, and if you've missed any of it, there is lots on YouTube. There is also some on my teaching school, including the beginner's sunflower class, which is on offer today. That is also part of the painting. So we'll start with it, see how strong it is. Let's put it on a bit of white, maybe we'll go down a tiny bit more. So we'll go sort of corally colours, I guess, today. So this is sunset orange, which you can see is a really bright, strong colour. And then we go from there. So I only did this sugar paste about an hour ago, so it is still soft, but that's okay. It's fine as long as I don't lean on it. If I lean on it, then I might not be so amused by it. So that's the key to this. It doesn't have to be dry, but you just don't want to lean on it particularly. So if I just do the centre of that there to start with, like so, and then I'm just going to go back, grab some more white and mix it up, make it a little bit lighter as I go each time. So I'm just going to mix to the side. So then we'll go to the next sort of petals here. I guess it's coming out a bit more corally peachy colours maybe, I don't know. Like that. And that one there. So with some of these, the petals are sort of bending backwards. So this one here is the outside one as a rose is tipping backwards. So what we'll do with that one is we'll do it this colour, but we need to bear in mind that the one underneath it will maybe a little bit darker because it's casting a shadow, you see. So this one here we will do a little bit darker. So we'll go back to our other colour. Put that under there. Like so, and then we'll do this one. Hold on. We'll do this one a bit lighter. And then one underneath it a bit darker. There we go. Just try not to paint everything flat, if that makes any sense. Just try not to paint everything, you know, boring flat colours. I can't think of anything else. Right, let's get a bit lighter again. So again, we'll add a bit more white to this edge, so it's getting really light now. So I'm quite close to the blue. I'm just trying to make sure I don't pick the blue up. And again, we'll just pop that on the outside edge here. It's quite quick and simple to do. It's not a complicated thing to do. It does look very pretty. Okay, now we've got some other flowers here and here. We're going to just treat those as being the buds of these as well. So we're just going to go into here with some of the darker colour. Do the same on this side. And then perhaps we'll do a bit lighter on some of the other ones. So some of this is calyx and some of it is flower, so it's just kind of interpreting exactly what's going on here. I don't think it overly matters, but it might do to you, so just be a bit careful what you're doing. I don't think it matters really. So this is paintbrush 1, which I think is ideal for this size. If you were going to be doing a smaller one, you might need to go down a paintbrush size. You might need to go down to 0, just to change that over. Okay, let's leave that like that for the moment, and we'll move on to the, where are we? We'll go to the blue. Yeah, let's go to the blue. We'll go do the bird's blue. We'll grab some white. Make them a bit paler. Now they've actually got like a little chest bit on there, so we could change the colour palette of the bird a little bit as well if we wanted to. I just think they're really sweet. Let's do bluebirds, why not? So we'll do those like that. We could make the wings a tiny bit darker maybe. Let's see what that does. These are actually a little bit smaller, and if I was on my own I'd probably go hunting for my a smaller brush, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to try and manage with the brush I've got. So it's quite a bit tighter in there, making it harder work for myself, but never mind. And then we'll go lighter blue there. So it looks like it's got some sort of like, I guess, like a robin redbreast. It's got a colour underneath that. So we're just going to make that white, I think. I'll just literally just take hold of some white. And just, I thought it was a flower too, but it's not. It's a bird. What was I thinking? It was only when I stamped it out about 15 minutes before I went live, I looked at it and went, oh my god, it's a bird. So it caught me out too, don't worry. There we go. All right. We could give this bird a little eye. Now we could use our dotting tool for this, because that would be great because it's a tiny little area. Let me just see if I've got the smallest size going. So if you wanted to put a little, actually that is a bit big. I don't want one that big. My rest of my tools have disappeared. Okay, we'll leave that for now. We'll come back to that. Let's go to green. Let's grab some moss green. That bit of a mix. So we do have lots and lots of, we have a beginner's cocoa butter cake painting kit. So if you're thinking, well, where do I get that from? Where do I get that from? It's all on my website. So we do have a beginner's kit, which includes the metal paint palette and the cocoa butter, and also all the paint brushes and 11 dusting colours to get you going. So you've got 11, and then dusting colours are really cheap and not particularly expensive to replace, and they do take a long time to go through. So I don't think you'll find you'll go through everything very, very quickly. I think you'll find you'll have your stuff for quite a long time, and certainly a bag of cocoa butter lasts ages, so you certainly won't be replacing that very quickly. I paint every day and it takes me quite a long time to go through a bag of cocoa butter. So again, it's once you're set up, it's quite a reasonably priced activity. It's not a particularly expensive one. So the beginner's cocoa butter kit matches our beginner's cocoa butter painting course as well. So if you do want to do the beginner's cocoa butter painting course, and you buy the kit, you'll have everything you need, bar a bit of sugar paste, to actually be able to do it. And we always paint on sugar paste. We don't paint on paper. as practice, because paper absorbs cocoa butter and you have no control over it whatsoever. So that's why we don't do it. We always use sugar paste, but you can always buy any cheap sugar paste. It really doesn't matter if you want to go to the supermarket and buy a Tesco special or something, just to paint on. There's no reason why you can't do that. Just cover yourself some cake boards or buy some cake cards. They're quite thin and cheap as well, and just use them to paint on as a practice. Again, cupcakes are really good for this. You can always take an aspect of this and turn it into a cupcake. So for example, if you just wanted to have, say, I'm going to get my round cutter out, perhaps that part there, you could put that over the top of it and cut it out, or you could cut out the little bird with a rose or the flower if you like that idea. That's quite pretty, isn't it? So you don't have to use the whole thing, and painting is actually quite quick. It doesn't take that long. You can also prep your plaques in advance. So if you are thinking, oh, I've got a cake on, I don't know, Saturday, oh, I'm not going to have time to do it, I tell you what, I could do the plaque in advance. Then all you're going to have to worry about then is just putting it together at the end, aren't you? It's much less to think about. I'm just changing the moss green colour to a bit lighter to do the back of these here. Just make it a little bit lighter. So these are the calyxes behind this flower here. It's a bit like a jigsaw puzzle, and if you've never painted before, patchwork cutters are ideal for this, because you're not fretting over where to put your brush. So if you've never done any painting before, apart from my beginner's course, which is amazing, patchwork cutters will certainly help you get started. And there's loads and loads of flower ones. There's one called Entwined Roses that's very pretty. There's fantasy flowers. We've got all the floral ones on our website, and we have got 2 classes on them. So there's a beginner fuchsia colour, fuchsia painting. That's a class, and so is sunflowers as well. So if you fancy having a go at that. Beginners cake decorating class membership is only $6.75 a month. It's the cheapest one we've got, and that does include all the beginners classes. So if you want to have a go and you think, well, I'm not too sure about all this, then the membership, and you can come and go on your membership, you don't have to stay. If you want to go and do something else, then come and try for a month, and then, you know, you'll be hooked though. This is the problem. I'm just putting a little bit of colour contrast on here. I was chattering away and wasn't really thinking what I was doing then. Right, let me grab a bit of dark green. So I can put a bit of shading and bits and pieces on this, but a lot of this I go into in my classes, so I'm just giving you a sort of rough idea at the moment what you can do and how you can change things. So in the summer, cocoa butter does take a little bit longer to dry than normal, because normally it dries 1 to 2 minutes. It's a bit more like 3 to 4 at the moment. I would certainly not do any on Monday or Tuesday because it's too hot, but when the temperatures come back to sort of what normal levels, it's you can do it all year round. It's a great thing to do at Christmas. You can get all of this ready in advance, and it looks really cool when you get it done quickly. Okay, and let's just join this up. Ooh. So there's a little stem that's in there which you can, there we go, join there. Do you have to catch hold of it? Okay, there you go. You can see that joining in from that part there. So it's a very pretty one. This is called Rose Garland, and it is on the website. There are 3 different versions or sizes, all with these little birds. I'm actually going to just do this dot with my paintbrush. It's tiny. I'm trying to work out where to put it. It's obvious on this one. Put it in there. Yeah, it's going to be very, very tiny. I don't want it to have a huge, great big eye, just literally a tiny little eye there. Yeah, that's all we need to do. I don't need to do more than that. I don't want to draw attention to it, because you know what happens is you look at these things and you go, all I can see is an eyeball. I don't want that. And so putting on a sprinkle would be the wrong thing to do at this stage. However, you know what I'm going to say? When sugar paste is nice and soft, sometimes the lovely little white corals that we've got do work really well for sort of fitting in amongst something like this. So you can take your, so they're not setting, right, let me get my royal icing, hold on. Oh, actually I do it with water, that's probably better. Let me grab a little bit of water, hold on. So if we do this with a little bit of water, they'll actually stick. The thing I tend to do this with is I tend to steam them. So if you've got a cake steamer, then you can steam your cake. Obviously you have to be careful because you don't want to melt your cocoa butter, but if you just make the background tacky, then these little ones just stick really well. But I quite like the idea again, or I like the effect of these. Ooh. And just pop them amongst it. Just makes it a tiny bit more 3D as well, rather than sort of looking too flat. And if you just push them into the sugar paste, back of a paintbrush is quite good for this sometimes, just push them in. There you go, and they're just embedded in there then. Alcohol's another good one to do this with, because alcohol will dry out and it won't leave a sort of sticky mess of any description on there. So you can do that. Let's put that. Okay. So again, you can just lay them on. You don't have to work too hard with them. I just want them on the outside edge. I don't particularly want them on the flowers or anything, just around the edge. I seem to have got a rogue one over there. Let's get rid of that. I've got a double one there. Definitely don't want that. So just press them down. So you can see they're going into the sugar paste because it's quite soft still. It gives you a little bit of extra time. So it's quite pretty. I think that adding something like this gives it, again, just makes it a tiny bit more 3D. There we go. Let's push them right down. Makes it just a bit more interesting, a bit more sparkly. I'm not going to put glitter on it, but you get my drift. I don't think it needs glitter, but push that down. There we go. All right. So if I bring that up, you'll be able to see it. Okay, so you can see just what the effects are by adding in just these little bits and pieces there along the bottom there. You can put some amongst this bit up here as well if you want to. It's entirely up to you. You can obviously go as mad or as conservative as you like with something like adding in sprinkles. And again, I've done the corally sort of sunset orange colour goes really well with these birds, which are blue. These are quite sort of complementary colours. And then the green is a moss green. In our beginner's cocoa butter kit, it is a woodland green and spring green in there, but that also is a very nice colour as well. We've used spring green quite a lot, and that's something that you could use as well. Yes, this is very 80s, very peachy 80s colour. You'd be amazed though, I mean, in weddings, because I'm obviously in weddings heavily, I have seen the return of quite a bit of peach recently, but purple seems to be the thing at the moment. There's lots of purple around, purple and lilac. Those kinds of colours. Navy blue is in heavily at the moment, but you don't see many navy blue roses, so that's why I've not done it. But you could always paint a rose, it doesn't matter, it's your choice, isn't it? So you can do whatever it is that you like. But this is called Rose Garland. There's 3 different sizes in the pack, so it's quite a good, I think it's very generic. I think you can use it on many different cakes, which is actually quite nice, I think, rather than just being stuck with one. The other new patchwork cutter that we had in was this one here, which is the large daisies, and that's the one we used the other week to do the cupcake toppers. So that's the one there that I, again, just as I showed you earlier with this, is I took a proportion of this, there you go, like that, and just use that to focus on parts of the patchwork cutter. So that one is called Large Daisies. We did do a lot of work on daisies right at the start of the year. So we had a lovely daisy cake. I don't know if any of you remember this one here, but we had a really lovely daisy cake. that we did for on a demonstration using Daisy transfer sheets and our Daisy Lolly cookie cutter. So Daisy chocolate mold, let me get that right. And again, that was painted in the same way. So that was done with, because it was with cocoa butter, you can paint on chocolate. So that was a nice easy way to be able to put that onto the cake. I'm just going to read this question. Can you use these cutters as loose petals on the side of the cake instead of an edible cake lace? You could, if you want to cut these out, for sure. Yeah, there's no reason why you can't do that. You could also emboss onto the side of the cake and pipe over them if you wanted to do that. So yeah, there's plenty of options with patchwork cutters. They are not just for cutting out. As I say, I use them mainly for embossing and painting. There we go. That's what I tend to use them for, and I have done many videos on this, and they are all on my YouTube channel. So if you haven't already joined my YouTube channel, then you need to be able to have a look at my YouTube channel there, which is coming up on the screen. And obviously I put lots and lots of things on our Instagram as well. Our Instagram is very busy, as is our Facebook page, which has all got the same name, funny enough. Weird that, isn't it? We have got this one here as well, which is our Facebook page, so you can join that as well. Would I be able to make a mini lily? Yeah, do you know, I am looking at that one. The problem with the mini one is it's got all this internal structure, so I'm going to have to talk to my guy who does my printing for me to see what he's got to say about the mini lily. But I think the mini lily could be an option for sure. Yes, I will look at that for you. Just another view of the cookie cutters. This is one that I did earlier, which is shown in a treat box, and these are royal ice cookies using my tall wedding cake cookie cutter, and this is large flower, which we also use as a snowflake cookie cutter at Christmas. So again, we've got two uses for it. And this is very popular as well. That is a really lovely little box of cookies for somebody for a wedding, with hand piped roses, all taught on royal icing. So if you want to join the class, royal icing beginners, we have a beginners class for royal ice cookies, and also for doing something like this as well. It just looks really pretty. Keep your colours really soft and subtle. This is just white and very pale pink, but they were a gift for somebody. So, and they go in the treat boxes. I've removed the cupcake part. I've put on the clear lid part so that they can see them. So when you hand them over, they can see them, which is really quite nice to look at. So there's lots and lots of options for you to be able to do your cookies using all these lovely cookie cutters that we keep coming out with. Just so I stay awake at night thinking about these things, you see. Oh God, what am I on? Okay, right, let me run through a few bits and pieces with what we have talked about. So if you have just joined us and you have missed Let's Shop, then you can go back. Mini Sunflower, I've just read that, I'll have a look at that for you. You can go back and watch Let's Shop. So if you've just joined us and gone, oh wow, I've missed it all, you can, once we've finished, you will be able to go back and watch it on here or on YouTube, so either or. And then you're welcome to go to the website Let's Shop Cake Live and go and have a look at the products that we have been talking about. The classes are not on that website. The classes are on this website, and it's really important that if you want to go and look at classes that you go to this website, because all our classes are in one place, all our teaching school is in one place, and everything you'll find on there. So we have had new cake class come out today, which has been put into the Sugarcraft membership group, and also the gold members who had it yesterday. So if anybody would like to have a go at doing this one, it is now available for ordering. So you can either order it as a class, so if you want to just buy it as a class, that's fine too, or if you'd like to join as a member, then do go to the membership page, and then you will be able to see exactly how we do it. And we do have an alternative ending for this one as well. We do have a second ending, so you're getting basically 2 wedding cakes for the price of 1 here. So you're getting 2 totally different techniques to be able to show you exactly what it is that you're doing there. The next class that's coming is this one. So we have the semi-naked assembly cake class coming on the 6th of August. So that will be a new one to come out. It focuses on building these cupcakes and having them, building cupcakes, what am I on? Building these 3-tier wedding cakes. This is a live build, so it has been done at a wedding. So this actually was somebody's wedding cake, so it is very, very relevant. I'm going to use the right word here. The floral macaron class is also on offer, and again, very funny class because I did teach it in extreme heat. So if you would like to have a go at that one is also on the Cake School. It's a Facebook Live, so this isn't part of membership, remember. It's £7.50, so it's got £2.50 off. It's normally £10. So if you want to have a go at painting some of these, they are very nice. I'm just going to read that comment that someone's just written. Do we sell edible lace? No, we don't. We don't sell anything like that, no. We've also got the How to Price Cakes class. So the Facebook Live class on how to price your cakes, very important class. Cannot express that enough at the moment. And we have got a saving of £5 on that class at the moment. So it's £10 instead of $15. So if you want to join that, it includes a 2-hour live, two 2-hour lives actually, and also some worksheets for you, about 7 or 8 worksheets for you to be able to learn how to price your cakes and deal with your customers. 2 of my favourite things. Just remember, you're in charge, that's all I'm going to say. Beginners sunflower class, so the painting class for those on gold membership will be included. Silver and bronze, they've all got that, but there is a beginner sunflower course as well, so if you want to have a look at that, then do go ahead and look as well. We did talk about the beautiful, very happy days Mandela class that's coming. Yay! There it is. That is coming out in September. There it is. I love it. I'm very pleased with this one. But all the equipment for this is now in. So if you do want to get ready to do this class for September, because it's such an erratic ordering process with the equipment for this class, I've released the equipment now. Because it takes me between 6 and 8 weeks to get more stock in, and I don't know how many people are going to actually do it. So if you do want to have a go at this, you need the stencils and all the round templates, and you need the dotting tools minimum, okay, for that. Colours, you can pick whatever you like, but I'm going to say to you, anybody who does do that course with me, is that please stick to the colours I've used to start with, otherwise it's going to get incredibly complicated and you're going to be thinking, did you use orange? I've used red, and it's all going to be a nightmare for you. So I am recommending that you use the colours that I have used to start with, just to get through that course. We also have done the, I didn't show you this cake I found on my timeline as well. There we go. Anyone remember this one? This was from last year as well, and this is using our, now if you see those little chocolate balls at the bottom, we've got a final lot of those left now that are on chalk coded, so there's literally a few of those left if anybody would like those. And the mini lolly set, so we have a mini lolly, but it's part of a set of 3. So small, medium and large, they're on the top of that cake there, and also the cupcake. We have cupcakes as well. We have a lot of cookie cutters. I'm sure whenever I order them, I'm sure the man thinks, what on earth is she talking about? It just goes on. Right, okay, it's back here again. The new cutters today are the pineapple, and what have I done with it? Oh, I put it in the fridge, didn't I? The pineapple and the mini pizza. So those are the new cutters for today, so don't forget they're out. I will take some photos of those shortly, and we'll get those onto social media so that you can have a good look at that as well. And we've painted we've got the Patchwork Cutters in as well, which is the rose garland, so we've painted those so that you can see how they turn out as well. Don't forget about the lovely ice cream van. This is done extremely well. People have really bought into my love of ice creams. There we go, the ice cream van. I'm going to try and do Postman Pat van this week, and maybe even an Amazon van. I'm going to have a little go with that. This is why I need Kelly, you see, because I'd be saying, Kelly, turn that into a van. So we are going to do some other bits and pieces with this as well, but currently these are the ice cream vans, which I hopefully will be visiting one this afternoon in this hot weather. I know where one is permanently situated. That's the best one actually, so everyone who lives near Coombe Hill, which is where I live quite close to, we will be nipping up there this afternoon for an ice cream. Okay, so that's it for this week. So if you do want to place an order, you need to go to letshopcakelive.co.uk. There it is, the address is up on the screen. You can go back and watch this all weekend. Once we finish the live, you'll be able to go back and have a look at it. We will be sending all our stuff out Monday/Tuesday because we need to look at the weather. So if you've already order anything that involves an edible product like chocolate or anything like that, that will not go until Wednesday because it's going to be too hot and it won't make it. I don't want you to receive a bag of sludge, that won't be very nice for you. So anything that involves edible products, we will be holding those here till Wednesday and then sending stuff out after that date. But if it's cookie cutters and stuff, I don't think they'll melt in the heat, but who knows, we're not too sure yet because we've not had heat like that before. I will be live on Make It, Bake It, Decorate It on Tuesday evening this week for anybody that happens to be in that particular hub, which is part of Sugar and Crumbs. I will be live there at 6:30. So if anybody wants to come over and watch that, you're very welcome. I won't be live here next weekend because I am out. I will be going on a speedboat up the River Thames. I don't know why I've booked it, but I have. So I will not be here next weekend. So there will be no Let's Shop next week, okay? Remember, no Let's Shop next week, and then we will let you know when we're going to be live again after that. I'll put it back up onto the page and keep you posted what's going on. So thank you very much for watching. Thank you, Nikki. She is a complete star. I'm surprised she's not been banned from Facebook for all the amount of links she's put up, but I do appreciate it, Nikki. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I hope to see you all again soon. We'll let you know we're going to be live again, and enjoy. If you have missed it and you want to watch this on YouTube as well, you will be able to go onto the YouTube channel and watch it. All the Let's Shops now being streamed across this and on YouTube, so that's quite handy, isn't it? So take care, and we will see you all soon. Have a lovely weekend. Stay out of the sun Monday and Tuesday. Just stay indoors and paint. Much better idea than putting up with all of this. So have a lovely weekend. Take care. See you all.